welcome back to Your Weekender. I'm Chris, and I'm glad you're here with me today. So as you've probably seen in the video description, we're going to be making eggnog today. We're going to be making it from a recipe that I found in this cookbook. This cookbook was one that we found in my mother's recipe stash after she passed away. It's called the Holiday Cookbook. It was published in 1959 by the Peter Popper Press. Never heard of it, but it sounds really interesting nonetheless. So 1959, I found a signature not really a signature, well, a signature, but some inscription on the first page from someone in 1962 saying Merry Christmas. So likely someone was either working out of this book or gave this book to maybe my mom in 1962, but very interesting. A couple of things I noticed in this book, a lot of little interesting pages, little sayings, little funny quips amongst the recipes. And the recipes in general are really tasty sounding. A lot of nostalgic things, classic things that you would have had in the 60s, 70s, and probably early 80s. But what we're going with today is eggnog. And here is the recipe that we'll be working on. I'll leave that up for just a moment in case you'd like to maybe pause the video, go out and get the ingredients and make it along with me. But in all transparency here, this will be the second time that I'm making this or attempting to make this. The first time I did it alone. I don't know what I'm doing. In the kitchen, I didn't understand some of the terms, folding, and there was a couple other things in the recipe that threw me, and I didn't have rum extract. So I've worked out the ingredients. I'll share those with you here in just a moment. And my daughter is going to be behind the scenes guiding me through this attempt. So I think it's going to go a lot better. She's really good. She cooks all the time, and she makes some wonderful things. So I think it's going to go well. So join me. I'm going to head inside here in just a moment, and we'll get started. All right, let's go over the ingredients list real quickly. I'm going to divide this recipe in half, so we're going to just take half measures on all of the called for ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do is 1 quart of milk, which is typically 1/2 of one of these. That's a 2-quart container. We're going to need 4 eggs. We're going to need rum extract. We're going to need sugar. It calls for nutmeg. And of course, you're going to need some bowls, perhaps a larger bowl and a whisk to work with the eggs. But that's what we have in terms of ingredients and utensils and bowls and things that I think you'll need to prepare this. So first step, let's go ahead and crack some eggs. Be careful not to bust the yolks because we're going to separate the yolks from the whites next. All right, so we have sorted out the egg yolks, separated that from the egg whites. And now what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do here, is pour the egg whites into a larger bowl because we'll need to whisk this for a good bit until it becomes frothy and thicker. So I'm going to get started on that with this trusty whisk right here. So I'll be honest with you folks, I had no idea that if you took egg whites and whisked them for about 5 or 6 or 8 minutes, that you would get this. But I've been educated. So anyway, you get your egg whites whisked into this real fluffy, it sticks to the whisk. And now we're going to whisk up or beat the egg yolks. So let me do that, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. All right, so I had to move to a little larger bowl for the egg yolks, but I have whisked those into just a liquid, a nice liquid. And now, again, because we're just doing a half batch, this is going to take 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 and 3. So I'll whisk this all together. All right, so we've whisked in the sugar until it's become a lighter color of orange, almost a yellow now. So I have cleaned out that larger bowl. I have moved the egg white fluff to a different bowl because I'm going to use this to mix with, because we're going to pour the milk in here, as well as the egg yolk mixture. So let me get this into the bowl. All right, now that I have that in the bowl, I am going to add, again, 1 quart of milk. We're just doing a half recipe here. So I'm going to add 1 quart of milk into the bowl with the egg white mixture. Okay. And I'm going to add just a drop or 2 of the rum extract. It says add this to taste, so I'm just going to go light with this, and then we can add more if necessary. So that was just 1 little drop and another. All right. So now we're going to whisk this some more. Okay, so I whisked that for about 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute, just to get it all mixed together. The next step calls for folding in the egg white. So I'm going to do half initially. And so with that, it's just a matter of turning it over with a spatula. Alrighty, I'm going to add the second and remaining egg white fluff. And I was told by the expert over here behind the camera that whisking it in there very gently probably is an easier and better way to do this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just barely moving the whisk through the mixture. And I haven't been doing this very long, maybe just on that first half, maybe a minute. And so I think we're getting pretty close. All right, folks, so whisk that for a couple, 3 minutes, very gently. Now we're on to the taste test. So we're going to ladle this up into a nice holiday glass. Nice foamy top to it. Looks really good. All right. So we'll leave it there. Now the recipe calls for just a little nutmeg over the top. I'm going to sprinkle this in my hand just to make sure I get just a little, not a lot. All right. All right. And just a little more. Okay. So there's what it's looking like. I'm going to step outside and we're going to give this a shot. So, all right, here we go. The moment of truth. Homemade eggnog from a 1959 nostalgic classic cookbook. Wow, that's really good. No joke. That's really tasty. Seems like it's possibly a recipe that was popular back in probably the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Homemade. Little different than store-bought. If you're talking about store-bought, this was always my favorite, the Mayfield. I know that Mayfield used to have a pretty significant presence here in Atlanta, but that's my favorite if I'm going to the store. But I tell you what, right now this is my favorite. So with that, thank you for coming along and making this eggnog with me. I hope yours turned out well too. I hope everyone has a happy holidays and a safe New Year's. We'll see you in a week with another video, likely before the New Year, so be looking for that. Take care. See you next time. This is Chris from Your Weekender.